2010-2011 school year.
Second.
Discussion.
John, this is Mike. I noticed on the notice of RIF memo
Yes.
that this one, what we're talking about right now, the guidance counselor is, I think it says on here, to a 0.5.
It's a 0.6.
Okay.
It will be for 3 days.
I'm wondering also if you could kind of help me understand how this relates to and affects our pending budget shortfall.
Okay.
Can you kind of put that into context a little bit, quantify that?
Okay. When we talk about the relationship in the budget with all of these position changes, when we take a look at the kindergarten teaching position with its elimination, it is effectively going to save the school district right around $30,000. With the move on the third grade position, it will once again save the school district in the range of about $30,000. With the 0.5 FTE at the middle school, that is going to save us in the range of about $18,000. With the 0.6 FTE, it is going to save the school district in the range of about $15,000. So these are the budgetary numbers as they start kind of playing out with each of these positions in terms of how it affects the school's budget.
And are these parts of the overall plan moving forward to balance the budget? And were these recommendations from the budget committee?
Yeah, from the budget committee, we were looking at the possibility of cutting the German program, and one of the alternatives that came out of this was when we identified the excessive prep time that would have existed in the art program and the excessive prep time that would have existed in the PE program, we came to the determination that we better get those teachers that we have hired on full-time for next year, making sure that they have full instructional loads with the students. Having looked at that, we took a look at the budget and we came to the determination that although we were talking about the elimination of the German program, these types of moves have garnered us the types of savings necessary to balance the budget, yet still be able to maintain the German program at the high school level. So one of the things that we did not want to do is have to adversely impact those students at the high school level that had already taken a year of German or 2 years of German and still allow them to have that experience in that elective class at the high school level.
Okay, I appreciate that, but this is just a kind of a start, right? Because I mean, what I count up here is 93,000, and we still would have 200 more to go, right?
Yes.
Am I understanding that correctly?
Yeah. Let me grab the budget and just kind of go down through that.
Well, did you already make the cut for that 150, 443, or the 150, and then that, then these are the 143 that we were proposing would be cut if in fact another failed? That's a combination of both.
Yeah, it's a combination. Okay. Where we have gotten to, Mike, do you have that proposed budget in front of you, or do you not?
You mean the one that was sent out in this packet?
Yes.
Yes, I do.
Okay. As we've gone down through that, we were identifying areas that we could cut. Now, I want to remind you, one of the things that helped to balance the budget was some budget numbers did come in on Friday from the state, which, as we had stated, we weren't sure what the legislature was going to do. We had initially been taking a look at close to $293,000 in cuts that we were going to need to adhere to. But the legislature came through with roughly $63,000 more in budget authority for this next school year. So we added that back into the budget and then believed that the cuts were around the $220,000 range that we were looking at. So as we started working through these types of cuts with personnel, we started taking a look at it, and I believe that it's, you know, I undersold the idea on what the staffing savings are, because other staff savings that we are looking at on top of what I just explained are that we expect to have about a $20,000 savings from the replacement of our high school English teacher that resigned. We also expect to see right around a $40,000 savings, $35,000 to $40,000 savings for the replacement of one of our fourth grade teachers that is retiring if we hire a brand new teacher to replace that person. And so we're closer up to the $150,000 to $160,000 range on staff changes and cuts at the certified level, with the replacement of more veteran teachers with newer teachers coming in for those who've retired or resigned.
Okay, so when I look at this preliminary budget that we've got, and I look at the last page, and let's see, I'm new to reading this, so bear with me, but I see the proposed in column A, proposed 2011-2012, it ends up being roughly 5.1 million, right?
Correct.
And then last year was around 5.25 million.
Correct.
So these positions that we're talking about right now on this, are they included in this number?
In the 5.1?
Yes.
Yes, they are.
Okay.
And so all of the numbers have been, so all of the changes within these staff numbers coming down, and then the building back in of the contractual obligations that we have with these staff numbers for next year have all been built back into the budget so that you have what would be considered a more realistic number.
And how does this 5.1 million compare to the anticipated revenue?
That is the anticipated revenues we expect to receive from the state for our general fund monies of 5.115.
Okay.
But just so everybody's aware, that's not a final number. We have not received those final numbers from OPI yet.
Right, that's just the proposed.
Right.
Okay, thanks, John and Julie, appreciate that.
Any other questions, Mike?
No, not right now.
Right, call for the question. The motion is to reduce Mr. full-time counseling position to a .6. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Motion from the school.
I move to reduce Mrs. Megan Wilhelm's high school PE and middle school teaching position from its current full-time position to a .5 teaching position for the 2011-2012 school year.
Discussion.
Is it not true that a few years ago, the superintendent, John McGee, recommended the board to fire her, or non-rehire her without cause, without stepping foot in her classroom to evaluate her?
Well, this really doesn't have anything to do with this motion right here on the zoning issue.
That's fine, I'd just like that on record.
Any other discussion? Call for the question. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We're going to move on to renewing our tenured teachers.
Okay. In your board packet, you have a list of tenured teachers that work for the school district, and it is with pleasure that I make the recommendation to the board to hire the following individuals. So the full-time teachers start with Nancy Adams and finish with Sherry Warren. So.
Okay, do I have a motion? You want me to individually, please?
I make a motion to hire Nancy Adams, Sam Bearlocker, James Byerly, Scott Berry,